The mother of missing boy Sebastian Rogers has given a new interview to mark the 1-year anniversary of his disappearance. And as someone who studies words and the words that people use, some of the things she says make me curious.
We are never going to stop searching.
Welcome to Never a Truer Word, where we look at the words that people choose to use to see if they're telling the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, using my statement investigation process, which anyone can use to understand what people are saying and writing around them much more clearly. So, Sebastian Rogers went missing a year ago. His mum, Katie Proudfoot, has given a new interview to mark that year anniversary. Thank you to the person that put this in my inbox, because they know I've studied Katie Proudfoot before. My conclusions when I looked at some of the interviews that she gave around the time that Sebastian went missing were that she knew why Sebastian had gone missing. I think it was a strict household. I think Sebastian and herself had had some sort of confrontation the night before it was reported that he was missing, that she saw him leave, and she's not saying that part out loud. So what does this new interview reveal? Let's dig into it. Let's have a look at the words and let's hear what Katie has to say. Now, the first thing I want you to listen to here is the tense she uses to describe Sebastian.
Cats are the number one. He loves animals, almost all animals. He loves water. He swims like a fish.
So here she's using the present tense. Cats are the number one. He loves animals, almost all animals. He loves water. He swims like a fish. So this is the present tense to describe Sebastian. Very much what you would expect if she was aware that Sebastian was still alive. She would use that present tense. It would be a reassuring thing, because sometimes when you hear from the loved one of a missing person and they know that something has happened to that missing person, that that person is not with us anymore, then they slip into past tense, even though the concept should be that this person is still with us. However, that changes further on in the interview.
December 7th, he turned 16, and he should be home for that.
So Katie says there, December 7th, he would have, and then there's a long pause. He turned 16 and he should have been home for that. So there she uses the past tense. He would have. And what I think has gone on there is that she realizes that she used the past tense, because she pulls herself up short. She almost doesn't say all of the have there. December 7th, he would have is kind of what she says. And then he turned 16 and he should be home for that. But there she slipped into the past tense to describe Sebastian. I don't think she thinks that Sebastian turned 16 on December the 7th. What does all that mean? Well, let's go through some more that has been said here by Katie.
Did anything happen the night he went missing that might cause him to run away? Was he punished in any way? An argument? Just a normal night?
It was a normal night. It was a calm night.
Okay, so there it's put to her, did anything happen the night he went missing that caused him to run away? Was he punished in any way? An argument? Just a normal night? And Katie says, it was a normal night. It was a calm night. Now, the word normal always raises my flags detection, because people don't notice things that are normal often. However, in this case, the word normal's in the question. So it's normal to, excuse the pun, it's usual to reflect back the words that are in the question. So normal doesn't concern me there, because it is put to her, was it just a normal night? And she says it was a normal night. And then she says it was a calm night. Why does she feel the need to point out it was a calm night? Because a lot is put to her there. Did anything happen that caused him to run away? She doesn't deal with that part of the question at all. Look, maybe it was edited out, to be fair to Katie, but she doesn't deal with the fact that she's asked, was he punished in any way? Did anything happen that caused him to go missing? And she doesn't say, no, none of those things happened. She just says it was a normal night, reflecting back the question. And then she feels the need to tell us it was a calm night. Now, why does she feel that need to tell us that it was a calm night? Why does she feel the need not to deal with, did anything happen that caused him to run away? Why does she feel the need not to take on the question, the part of the question that was he punished in any way? Let's get some more from Katie.
What do you believe happened to Sebastian?
Unfortunately, over the last year, I have thought every single day, night, every moment of every possibility of something that could happen to him, where he could have gone, if he had gone with someone, if someone took him willingly, unwillingly, if he'd run away and got lost, if he'd a million different things. And unfortunately, I don't know.
Right, lots in that answer. It's one of the longest ones that we'll hear in the interview. What do you believe happened to Sebastian? And she says, unfortunately, over the last year, I have thought every single day, night, every moment of every possibility of something that could have happened to him. Where he could have gone, if he had gone with someone, if someone took him willingly, unwillingly, if he'd run away and got lost, if he'd a million different things. And unfortunately, I don't know. Twice she says unfortunately. Now just let's break down what this answer is. It's what do you believe happened to Sebastian? And her answer is at the very end there, I don't know. Why is that unfortunate? It could just be a simple, straightforward answer of I don't know. But twice she says, unfortunately, I don't know, as if she's having to say, I wish I knew, but I don't know. But she doesn't say that out loud. She uses that word, unfortunately, twice. So I'm curious about that. I'm also curious about just how long it takes her to say, I don't know. Instead of just saying, I don't know, she has to tell us how hard she has worked to get to this place of, I don't know. In other words, she has to persuade us that she's considered every single possibility and that the I don't know is not just a natural thing of I don't know what's happened. But what we've got instead is this, I've really thought hard about this. Look, every single day, night, every moment, every possibility, and she's working hard to persuade us here that she's worked hard on this to come up with I don't know. Look at priorities. The first thing we say in a list is quite often the most important thing to us. And she says, I've been thinking of every possibility of something that could happen to him. Where he could have gone is the first thing. Then if he's gone with someone, then if someone took him willingly, then unwillingly, and then if he run away and got lost. Well, the first thing she says in all of that is where he could have gone. So I think that is her most likely scenario in her head. Maybe the most likely because it is the most likely of all the ones she's considered, or it could be the most likely because she knows that's what happened, that he went somewhere that night. But certainly for me, the top priority in her head is thinking that he's gone somewhere, which means he went of his own volition and left there. If you look at the end, when she's listing all of these, she says, if he'd, and as if she's going to say another suggestion, but she can't think of any other suggestions. So she then goes on to say a million different things, just a catch-all phrase. But before that, she says, if he'd run away and got lost. And that's the last thing that she has to say. So again, is that if he'd run away and got lost, and then she can't think of anything else because that is what she either knows or what she strongly suspects has happened. Where he could have gone, he run away and got lost. I think that is very much where she's at with this one, and she has that knowledge. But I do want you to notice just how many words it takes to answer the question. What do you believe happened to Sebastian? I don't know. But however, she explains us how hard she's worked. She tells us all the possibilities she's thought of. And then she says, I don't know at the very end of it. That, for me, is a contrived answer and I think shows a lot about what is going on in Katie's head. Also, she's not asked, what do you think happened to Sebastian? But it's what do you believe? And she doesn't quite take on the believe part of it ever. Let's get some more from Katie Proudfoot.
What do police tell you at this point? What do they think?
Unfortunately, that they have zero evidence.
Another interesting answer. What do police tell you at this point? What do they think? Then there's a long pause before she answers and she says, unfortunately, that they have zero evidence. So let's break that down. Now, that long pause. What do police tell you at this point? What do they think? The long pause. Why does she have to think for a long time before saying what the police are telling her, where the police are at? Why is there that long pause there? Is this the fact that she's not wanting to say the first thing that comes into her head, which is the truth, which is what the police are saying or what the police have let onto her? And instead she's thinking, how do I word this in a way that works out for me? Very potentially, that's what's happening. She says, unfortunately, so we have that word again. And then they have zero evidence. Evidence in this scenario is evidence of bad things happening more than likely, not nice things happening. They have zero evidence. Evidence is of something happening. So I want to know, again, I think she's got this concept in her head that something happened, that Sebastian has left, and they have zero evidence to go on. It's not they have nothing to go on. She's not saying they've exhausted every avenue they can. It's they have zero evidence. You'll notice this is a compound question. There's two parts to it. What do police tell you at this point is number one, and what do they think is number two? And she only answers the first part of that question, which is what do police tell you? They have zero evidence. What do police think? She doesn't take on at all. She doesn't tell us what the police have told her the theories are. Why is that? Maybe the police haven't told her the theories. She doesn't say that. She doesn't say the police have not told me any theories. She wants to not take on that part of the question about what do the police think. Let's get some more from it.
I would just like to tell my son that I love him, and to know that we are never going to stop searching.
So that goes, I would just like to tell my son I love him, and to know that we are never going to stop searching. Well, why? Why would you never stop searching? Why would you never stop searching? Because if you know he's not going to be found. It's a very interesting way of describing that. It's not we're never going to stop searching until he's found, or we're never going to stop working until he's home. It's just point blank, we are never going to stop searching. At the very best, that suggests she thinks there's a futility in the search for Sebastian. So that's the highlights of the interview. That's the bits that I pulled out. It doesn't change my mind on what I think happens. I think she knows what happened. It was that calm night that I don't think was so calm, and she knows that Sebastian left the house that night. And I think now, sadly, because we'd all like a positive resolution to this, but I don't think she holds out much hope that Sebastian is going to be found safe, which is kind of sad, and it must be a sad place for a mother to be. If you want more episodes like this, digging into the words that people choose to use, then do hit the subscribe or follow buttons, which means you will get new episodes as soon as they arrive. And also, get yourself this skill of understanding the words that people choose to use and what they could really mean. If you press the like button, that just helps this get to more people and get more people interested in understanding that listening to the words that people use can be very informative. And if you really want to, please share this with people you think would be interested as well. Neveratruerword.com is the website. There you will find a load more videos digging into the words that people choose to use, and podcasts too, including a look at Katie Proudfoot around about the time that Sebastian went missing, and also Sebastian's dad, Seth Rogers, is there as well. Neveratruerword.com, and we'll see you soon for something new from Never a Truer Word.